Alrighty, get a final look at it this height, because it won't be for much longer. Hey guys, welcome back to another video. It has been a while since our last one came out. I believe it was Koenigseggs and coffee. Today we are actually back at the factory, as you can probably tell. I am taking up my coilovers. I've got a bit of a new setup on at the moment. I've got some Rotiform LASRs on at the moment. It's looking pretty nice. It is so low at the moment though on the Mca Blues. But I've actually sold the coils off. We've got a few things coming for it. Time to get rid of these, and I've got a buyer that came up at the right time. So I'll be ripping them out today, putting in some stock springs and struts, and I'll be making sure that we'll be packaging these off to be sent out tomorrow for her. They'll be going to Queensland, I think, or something, I don't know. But yeah, so I just thought whilst I'm taking out the Mca Blues, taking them out, I may as well film and show you guys kind of how to do it. It's a really simple process. Basically, we'll be replacing like the OEM strut and spring. So first, of course, we need to jack the car up, turn it all off, make sure it's in park or in gear, and put the handbrake on. We'll jack it up on some jack stands to get going with it. So don't forget to crack your wheel nuts before jacking the car up. Otherwise, you're not going to actually be able to crack them when they're in the air unless you've got a friend to push the brake. So crack the nuts, jack your car up, get on jack stands. Alrighty, so that's one side done. Now we'll go around and do the other front. So I'm going to do the fronts first. So fronts are fun the easiest. The rears always take a little bit longer. The fronts can take, I think it takes me like 20 minutes now to get one in or out. It's really easy. I don't know why, but the rears are just so much more difficult. Just because I think there's a lot more pressure controlled throughout the control arms and the swing arm and everything else that's connected to. So I feel like the fronts just pop in and out. The rears fight you a little bit. So yeah. So what we've got here is our sway bar down there, which is down here. This is our end link that connects basically the coilover with the sway bar as well. Usually you have to get extended or adjustable end links just to fit the coilover and the setup you have, but that does really depend on what kind of car you have. As far as bolts goes, there's going to be two big main bolts here and just down here. I'm going to get the camera in there. So right here and here. Basically that will remove the hub assembly off the coilover. We'll take the end link bolt off here, and then we have three up top here with the sway bar. So with the strut bar. So these three will come off, and then basically the whole coilover will just pop down. Whilst it's all been held in place with the top three screws, I usually remove the two here and the end link. It just allows that it's not under as much pressure. If you drop it straight away by doing the three up top, all the weight of the hub assembly, the end link will be fighting each other and trying to like hold it into place. So I usually, whilst it's just been held there with the three up top, I'll remove these three down below first, and then we'll go on with the strut bar bolts up top. So as you can see, I've got the nut now off. What I suggest you do is you leave it on a fair few threads. Make sure the nut is overhanging the tip of the bolt. I can see there. Make sure the nut's overhanging the tip. And then what I suggest you do is spray some WD-40 on the inside of the thread here. And then tap. Sometimes it depends on how firm and how long they've been in. This one actually spins quite easy, which is really useful. So because it spins, that makes it really easy for us to pull out. But you'll find that probably one will come out easy and the other one will then have all the pressure on it, which will make it more difficult. So I suggest usually doing the bottom bolt first and then moving up to the top. Because the top's obviously a bit easier to get to. So keep the nut on, spray some WD. If you need to hit it with a hammer, then you can tap it from the nut in so it won't damage the thread. And then we'll get that bottom one out first, then we'll attack the top one, get that one out, and that will make the hub assembly fall off. Before taking out the final bolt for the hub assembly, I suggest taking out the end link, just because then it won't be putting a lot of pressure on the end link. So I thought while I am attacking these nuts, it'd be a good time to just kind of give you guys a bit of an update on the website. So yesterday was really good. I was up late with our new blogger. He'll be making a blog. We don't know if it's going to be weekly or monthly or just evently, which just basically means every time they go to an event, he'll do a write-up piece on it. But we have, proud to announce, we have Street Static on board. I don't know if you guys have heard of him. Check him out on Facebook or Instagram. He's a local photographer to us and a good mate. And he goes to a lot of events and shoots to capture basically the environment, the atmosphere that you get from those different events. So I think it'd be really cool to have on display and show people, I guess, who might not be lucky enough to have events near them or know anywhere that does them, to have someone to go and just like check it all out. So it'll be kind of set up a photo-based blog, but we'll have obviously text to kind of explain what's going on, the adventure, the story, and background as well of each image. So excited to have that. He'll be starting that very, very soon. We'll get a first couple blogs up very shortly. So that's pretty cool. Really excited to have him on board and doing that. So the car, we've got a few goodies coming up as well. We've got a new supplier, which we're going to keep secret for now. We'll be doing a grand reveal of the car in probably 3 weeks time from now, being the end of July. So in about 3 weeks, we're going to have a big reveal on the car. It'll probably be at one of the meets that we attend with our booth. And we'll be doing a drop of the new products that we have then as well with the reveal. So hopefully we're getting a video montage shot of the car with everything that's going to be changed with it. So that's what we got. So we've removed the 2 main bolts as well as the little 12mm one that holds the brake lines all in place. All I need to do now is actually pop out the end link, and that's everything on the bottom done. Then I'll just have to take the 3 out of the top and we just pull it out. I've got both of them out now. So I've got the front left, that's where both of the coils are, and then I've got the front right out as well. So now that we've got them all out, it's now time to grab the stock struts and springs and install them. It's very, very simple. Basically, it's reverse what we do. We put them up, we tighten down the 3 bolts at the top with the strut bar, we then put the 2 main bolts through, and then we do that little one up holding the brake lines. And don't forget to also redo the sway bar. So in my haste, I somehow forgot to grab the stock struts and springs. They're actually sitting at home. I've got nothing to put back in it, and the car's unjacked, so no suspension in it. So mate's coming over to give me a hand. I'm actually going to give him a call and see if he can grab the springs for me, because I'm an idiot. Yo. You there?
How you going?
Yeah, good man, how are you?
Yeah, good.
Yeah, I've been retarded, right? I've come to the factory, ripped out the coilovers, and realised I left my... What's that?
Where all your springs are at home?
Yep, I left my stock struts and springs at home.
Oh, we won't be long.
No.
Oh, we'll see you soon.
Alright, catch you, man. Bye. Sick. Okay, so the rears are almost just as easy as far as actual number of nuts go. So there's one big solid bolt here that goes through the bottom of the coilover and into this this whole piece here. There's another big bolt here that holds, let me get that in focus. Come on, focus for me. Not really. Okay, anyway, that holds the whole hub assembly as well. So basically we're gonna have to unscrew that and that to allow it for this arm to basically drop out and away from the coil. Same deal again, there's an end link back there we're gonna have to detach, so that again allows the arm to drop down. Of course, the 2 that usually go inside the car, depending on what car you have, whether it's a wagon or a sedan, it really changes on where it's actually located, but for ours, it will be basically in there behind the carpet. So we'll remove that, and there'll be 2 nuts that we remove from there. So like I said, the rear's always a bitch. The rear end link is always a bit of a pain to sort out, but we've got that finally. So the rear now is out. Yeah, like I said, it's just the 2 bolts under here, as well as the end link for the sway bar, and then it all just falls out after you've taken, of course, the 2 bolts in the cabin now. It's definitely a bit weird. So this one's been actually really significantly easy. So basically I thought I'd show you what it looks like when all the bolts are out. So you have this main swing arm here, which just flies out. That disassembles from the hub assembly here. And right now the only thing holding this coil in is the 2 bolts up inside the cabin in the boot. So as soon as I drop those 2 bolts, the whole thing will drop.
Get 2 after, so you can get it much further.
So we're done, and I reckon Jed can just live in that wheel gap. The front's the worst for sure. So yeah, so that's pretty much it. I didn't really get time to show you guys how to actually reinstall the struts, the factory struts and springs. Fortunately, it was getting later and later, and it was fighting us. Like I said, the rear ones always fight you a bit, and the rear ones tended to actually take forever to get out. It took like an hour just to get one out. Every bolt was just fighting and seize, and yeah, so anyway, so we finally got it done. But anyway, it's literally to obviously install the factory. It's just the reverse of what we did to take them out. Again, Hope that you learned something. If you have any questions, feel free to drop them down below. Feel free to like the video as well if you found it somewhat useful. It always helps the channel as well. Once again, thank you for watching. Thank you for tuning in. Hope it filled in your night. Peace out. Thank you. We'll see you in the next one.